pregnant. What am I going to do? I'm beginning to show. Ben's bound to start noticing soon. I wonder if he already suspects. The nausea, all the weak spells I've been having.
Good morning. So you're awake?
Yeah, finally. You're up early.
Well, yeah, big day at the clinic. The new centrifuge is arriving for the lab, and I wanted to see it before I go to the hospital. I will be free for lunch.
No, thanks.
You sure? I'll take you to the Greenbrier.
No, I promised Mom I'd run some errands for her.
Okay. See ya.
Ben, wait. I have something to tell you.
Look, I had a beat on her. I had her in my sight when those guys she was with got away.
What guys?
They were cops, Ron. I mean, what could I do? I couldn't just open up on her and hope I hit Babs.
You mean you let her get away?
No.
Again?
Morty and I followed after her in the car, man.
But you lost him.
No, Morty was driving. I mean, I thought he knew Fairmont. He's been staking her out for weeks.
Well, you should have staked out the area yourself. You should have told him where to go and when to go, and that depended on him.
All right. I know what you're getting at.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'm not stupid. Look, just give me another day on this thing. I promise you I'll come
You realize
through.
how long I've already waited?
Look, I've done everything you've asked me to, right?
You have you? Let's see. First, there was a hit and run. But Babs, however, survived that little accident, didn't she?
Wait a second. You told me not to kill her. You said just scare her so she'd keep her mouth shut.
Well, we don't know if she's gonna keep her mouth shut. She had the nerve to leave my stable. And that means she must know something. And it's all because you were so careless leaving the books around all the time.
All right, so she's a nosy chick. Big deal. That doesn't mean she knows who ripped off Cardello. She ain't gotten in touch with him, Ron. That means she doesn't know he's the prince.
Well, we don't know what she knows. And that's why you were to get her a second time. But who did you bring me? Miriam Mason. I know, Lance. The two of them are identical twins, right?
Ron, if I hadn't kidnapped Miriam Mason, we wouldn't be sitting here waiting for 400 grand from Charles Carpenter.
Yeah, right.
Look, just give me another chance.
No!
No, what does that mean?
That means that I have had it up to here with you.
So what are you gonna do then?
You'll find out soon enough.
Enough. What are you saying?
I guess this is as good a time as any to tell you exactly what I plan.
Ben. I need to talk to you.
What is it?
It's hard for me to tell you.
Tell me what?
About me. Us.
Go on. Go on.
Well, I was going to discuss it with Dr. Diedrichson first. I didn't say anything to him, though. Especially after he said I didn't have to come back for a month.
That's because you're better.
I wish I were.
But Laura, you are. You've stopped having those nightmares about Blue Nobles. He's out of our lives now.
No, he isn't. He'll never be, not after what he did.
You still think he raped you?
Ben, I know that you don't think so, and I know Mom doesn't think so.
No, why don't you believe us, Laurie? Why? I mean, do you want to see the tests? Do you want Alex to show you the medical record? Do I have to convince you?
You don't have to go that far.
No, I believe I do to convince you.
Ben, we can't keep pretending that I wasn't even attacked.
Who is pretending? Attacked? Yes. Raped? No. Laura, is that why you keep pulling away from me all the time? Do you think I'm only pretending to know what you went through?
Ben, I am not the same person that I was before. You don't believe that.
I know that you were my wife, and I also know the facts. And what you believe did or didn't happen to you doesn't alter them.
Yeah, you're right. I guess you're right.
Why do you believe me? Oh, please. Please say you believe me. Laurie.
You better go on to breakfast, and I'll be down in a little while.
Come on, Ron. You owe it to me, man. Don't play games, huh?
Answer the door, Lance.
Well, try not to be so happy to see me next time, huh?
Yeah, I'll work on it.
Hello, Russ. I see you got my message.
Hey, you said it was urgent. I haven't started my collections yet.
Oh, don't worry about that. There's plenty of time for it. I just wanted to let you know that I've decided to hire you that assistant that we talked about the other day.
You what?
Look, I know we mentioned something about it.
No. I specifically said that I was going to hire you an assistant. Do you remember?
Ron, I'm not ready for this.
Yeah, I don't think I am either.
You want to tell him who the new assistant's gonna be?
Yeah, because I'm dying to hear, Ron.
He's someone who's too incompetent to be in charge of anything.
Yeah, listen to that. He's gonna give him to me. Isn't that great?
All right, so why don't you just come on out with it? Tell me who this new assistant is.
All right, Lance. From now on, this is the order of the house. Russ reports to me, and you report to him.
Not on your life.
You better watch your choice of words. Disciplinary action is part of this organization, too, and I may just take that as insubordination.
Look, Ron, man, you can't expect me to take orders from this guy. I've been with you for years.
And you'll still do as he says, until I see a more reliable Lance evolve. Is that clear?
I don't deserve this, man.
You've been a liability, Lance. And if you become an asset, maybe we'll talk about it later.
You had this plan all along, didn't you, buddy, huh? You and your old man.
No, I didn't. You are in this position all by yourself.
Shut up. You can forget about it, because I'm not going to be your little boy.
Well, the choice is up to you, Lance. Either you follow Russ's orders or you wind up like your friend, Blue Nobles.
Dr. Phillips will see you first when he comes in, okay? All right? Lucille, syringes have already been restocked.
You always make promises like that,
Like what?
like you just did. Like telling her she could go in first.
She has an appointment.
She may have a ticket to the show, but remember, front row's reserved for emergencies around here.
Lucille, Dr. Phillips has already briefed me on emergency priorities in this clinic. Thank you. The only thing we need to order now are needles.
Ione, would you pull Herman Broadmoor's medical history? I'm checking him into Kingsley General.
Bravo. Is he the one with the nosebleed?
Yes, he said it's been bleeding off and on for the last 2 days, but it's finally stopped.
Sounds like it could be symptomatic, Doctor.
Yeah, that's what I think. But a PT and a PTT will have to be run.
Too bad we can't run that kind of lab work here.
We're getting there, Lucille.
Yeah.
That centrifuge we got this morning is a step in the right direction.
Yeah, step. If you ask me, what we could stand is a few leaps around here.
Here's Mr. Broadmoor's records.
Thank you, Ione.
And Mrs. Doula's waiting to see you next. She has come in for her regular checkup.
Okay, fine.
Hello, Dave. Thank goodness you're
Nancy.
here.
I usually am.
I wanted you to have a look at my eye again.
Well, I can see that it's getting better, but just have a seat and I'll get to you as soon as I can.
Oh, well, actually, it's very important. I'm really in a hurry. Could you sit
Nancy,
now?
I'm already with a patient in the examining room.
And there's another one waiting.
You won't have to wait too long. Ione, don't forget to give Mr. Broadmoor his blood type before he leaves.
Certainly. Better grab your seat while you can, Nancy. We fill up pretty fast around here.
I have no intention of waiting.
Nancy?
Hold on there, honey. Where do you think you're headed?
Would you please get out of my way?
No, I'm sorry. You must just been a little bit mixed up,
Hey,
but that's
look
all right.
I'm a personal
The waiting area is
friend
right
of
up.
Dr. Phillips, okay?
Aren't we all?
You have to wait your turn like everyone else.
Hey,
look
find
it.
yourself another free clinic.
What is going on out here?
Doctor, would you like to see me fired?
What?
Well, you know, I've used up my sick time already. If I don't get back into that office, I'm going to lose my job. Now, please, would you see me, Doctor?
All right, Nancy. Mrs. Redland will need to get a little more information from you, Mr. Broadmoor.
Would you come with me, please?
Lucille, would you take Mrs. Abdullah's weight and then go ahead and take her blood pressure, please? All right, Nancy, I'll take a look at your eye now. Step inside.
Come on, Ron, man. You can't do this to
End of discussion, Lance. I already have. From now on, Russ is to be your immediate boss. So let me hear you call him that. Come on, Lance. Try it.
Hey, look, I don't think we need to go through all this, okay?
You know, I don't think you know how far we go back in the business.
I never
Ron.
was one for sentimentality. Now, correct me if I'm right or wrong, but I do believe you want to stay with our firm rather than taking a swift leave of absence. Am I correct?
Huh?
Well, that's a wise choice. So go ahead.
Go ahead, what?
Go ahead and do what I told you to do.
Okay, boss. What do you want me to do?
For starters, why don't we get out of here?
Now, Russ, I'd like to borrow your assistant this morning, if you don't mind.
What, already? Come on, I'm just
Well, I want him
getting-
to make a nice transition from my department to yours, and to do that, he has to tie up a few loose ends for me.
Sure.
Lance, I want you to finalize an old account. It's the one we handled by phone, do you remember?
Yep.
Then I want you to go to the Lost and Found because one of our girls has lost her blonde wig. And I don't want her around any longer as a redhead.
But I thought you wanted...
Just do it! And don't do anything else.
Sure, Ron, whatever you want.
And then I want you to come back here. And then I want you to see Weaver because he's going to tell you what to do with the rest of your day. Well, you better get started.
Good morning, Miss Lucas.
Mr. Webster, Mr. Carpenter's waiting.
Carol, is that you?
Yeah, Charles.
Listen, I tried to reach you last night. Where were you?
Oh, I had to go out of town.
On business of mine?
No, it was something else.
Would you gentlemen like some coffee?
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Lucas.
Charles, what's happening? What's going on?
Well, why are you asking me that?
Well, Charles, I talked to my answering service. They said you wanted to see me first thing this morning. I figured that you'd heard from Miriam's kidnappers.
No. I haven't heard a word from him.
How long has it been?
Never mind that. What about the ransom?
Oh, that's what you wanted to see me about.
Of course, Harold.
Everything's going just fine. Final transaction ought to be completed by the end of the week. We'll have all $400,000 on hand.
In cash. Remember now, they want to be paid in cash.
It will be. It will be. I promise you that. And here is a copy of everywhere the money came from.
Harold, I don't care how they're doing it, just as long as they are.
Charles, you ought to hang on to that. We'll need it when tax time comes around.
How can you talk about taxes at a time like this? I don't even know if my daughter is alive or dead.
Charles, try not to think in those terms.
Well, what other options are available?
Well, if you keep thinking about Miriam like this, it's just going to make things worse.
Well, and I have one other constant thought, too, and it fills me with almost as much remorse.
What's that?
How Eric is doing.
Why, has Miriam gotten another letter from him?
No. I just keep rereading the one he sent his mother. You know, for the first time in my life, I've never been so indecisive about what to do.
Is there any way I can help?
No, I don't think so. I thought of writing to him, maybe even calling him.
You know, I think that wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm sure he'd be glad to hear from you.
Well, he'd much rather hear from his mother, of course.
Well, maybe you just better go ahead. There's no telling when he'll hear from Miriam. I mean, we don't really know.
You meant exactly what you said. No one knows if we'll ever even see Miriam again.
Charles, don't lose hope now.
And do me a favor and no pep talks, please.
No, I'm not offering you any, Charles. Just an alternative.
To what?
Well, to not having Miriam around, for one thing. I think you ought to go ahead. Go ahead and invite Eric to come over here and visit with you.
Without his mother, he certainly want to know where she is.
Charles, that's a little problem we can handle after he gets here. I think having him around do you a world of good.
Well, I certainly would like the idea of him being closer than England, but I don't think his father would.
I'll talk to Paul Mason for you myself.
Maybe. At this point, I simply don't want to think about that. All I'm interested in now is to hear something, anything, from Miriam's kidnappers.
WLNOM?
Yeah, it's good. Fine.
How'd I do?
Great.
Does that mean I'm perfect?
Well, as far as the eye can see.
As far as the eye can see, that's kind of funny. I like men that have a sense of humor.
You're fortunate not having to wear corrective lenses of any type.
Oh, I wouldn't be caught dead in a pair of glasses. Oh, you wear glasses.
It's for reading.
Oh, I read a lot.
Really?
Yeah, well, you know, because I have so much free time being single.
Who's your favorite author?
My what?
Your favorite writer?
Oh, well, there's so many of them. Who's yours?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
David.
David who?
David wrote the Psalms. Well, not all of them.
Oh, that David, yeah. Well, you know, I love the way he writes. I think it's just wonderful.
Well, that's about it. You can go back to work now.
Oh, so soon?
Oh. I wouldn't want to jeopardize your job. Excuse me.
Oh, will I have a scar?
Pardon?
Well, you know, would I have a scar or anything like that?
No, nothing.
What's Mrs. Doula's weight again?
137 pounds. Height 5'6".
I know I have her height down.
Well, I see Dr. Phillips' personal friend has had her eye examined now.
You mean I may not even have a mark or anything when I go to court?
No, not this time you won't.
Well, suppose the judge doesn't believe me.
Well, it's too bad you didn't take a photograph of yourself while you still had that shiner.
Oh, I should have thought of that then.
It's too late now.
Well, wait a minute. Maybe you could take a photo of it, and what I'll do with a little makeup, I can get it to look just the way it did when I first came in.
That would be tampering with evidence, Nancy. And I could lose my license for taking part in such a scheme.
Oh, yeah. Well, of course, I wouldn't ask you to do that.
Well, just look at it this way. You still came out of the ordeal with a pretty face.
Do you really mean that? Do you think I'm pretty?
Sure.
Pretty enough to take to dinner?
Pretty, yes. Dinner, no.
My ex-son-in-law was, and probably still is, an egghead, first, last, and always. A very creative imagination, but not one realistic ambition.
Well, Charles, didn't your son-in-law, didn't he write a couple of books?
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Carpenter.
Yes.
For you.
Oh, all right. Thank you. Hello?
Did you miss me?
I've been waiting for you to call.
I ran out of dimes.
I must know about Miriam.
Well, you gotta watch your mailbox.
What?
Well, you're gonna get a letter real soon with love and kisses from guess who?
Miriam?
Sweetheart, I didn't write you.
When can I expect it?
You can expect it when it gets there. Now, you wanted proof that your little baby was still alive, didn't you?
Yes, of course.
Well, now you got it. Now, I filled your order. I want you to fill mine.
The money will be ready by the end of the week.
Promises, promises.
I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah, you better be, because this is it, Carpenter. No more delays.
I am cooperating.
That's right. That's what I want to hear. Now, there's one other thing I want to tell you.
What?
I want you to stay by the phone, because I'm going to be calling you in a couple of days.
All right.
And we'll work on the setup about the details of the 400 grand.
You listening good?
Yes.
That's good. That's very, very good. You know that? Because I don't want you to miss one detail.
I won't.
You're right. You better have the money. And Carpenter, I mean all of it.
The money will be there. Now, you haven't mentioned about how Miriam is going to be returned. She will be, won't she?
Well, sure, Pops. Whatever you say.
Well, he's a cute little 5-year-old, so be gentle.
You leave the finger stick to me, Dr. Martin. I'll even do the lab work.
Okay, thanks, Lucille. And be sure and tell him it won't hurt too much. And afterwards, give him a lollipop.
Okay.
Okay, Ione, who's next?
Oh, no one for the next 5 minutes at least.
Well, great.
Ione, here's Nancy's chart.
Oh, I'll take care of it.
Hey, I heard about a little visit here this morning.
Yeah, she certainly knows how to make an entrance.
You're telling me. Lori said she just happened to drop by for lunch last week.
Oh, how is Lori?
Well, not so good. Yeah, I still can't seem to get it through her head that she wasn't actually raped. It's like there's a wall between us.
How are you going about tearing that wall down?
Very unsuccessfully, I'm afraid. But things are going to change. One way or another, Dave, things are going to change.